Hey there, CIS102. I thought this would be easier than a big, complicated message. I'm sure that most of you by now have seen the message I sent out earlier this week about the issue we are having with the gradebook. This is because the Pearson, who is my lab, decided that over like the week of July 4, they would do a big change to the way that Gradebook works. And they were thinking that Gradebook, just as a cosmetic change, was not going to have this cascading fail into everything. And clearly, they were wrong because when they changed Gradebook, the the fit hit the shan as it was. So what ended up happening, we think, is as follows. Now, I'm couching that with we think because even Pearson is still trying to get to the bottom of what all of these issues are. So, at any rate, when the gradebook changed over, it caused all of the assignments, which were in groups in Eagle, to completely fall off. So you could not see your grades in Eagle. The other problem is over in my lab, IT, it also unassigned the grader projects, which are 10% of the grade. So I know a couple of you have been reaching out over the course of the week to say what has happened to the grader projects. And the answer I have gotten back is this, that they are simply gone. They were totally unassigned. And the problem is we can't go back to a previous grader where people had already made submissions. There's nothing I can do about that. So moving forward, this is what we are going to do. Number one, over the course of this weekend, today is Saturday, I am going to regroup everything back into the assignment drop boxes that they were. So the one difference is going to be the hands-on grader projects. They're gone. There's no way for me to go back and get those for those of you who submitted them. There's no way for me to go back and retrieve that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to raise the floor by 10%, that 10% for everybody. So whatever you see as your total is going to be out of 90%, add 10% to that, and that's where we'll be at the end of the semester, which is coming up soon here. So, Pearson picked the dangest time to have this colossal a screw up. So, what I will do this weekend rather, is to regroup all of those assignments in Eagle so that you'll be able to see them there. The problem is when Pearson made this change, the grades got locked. So when you go in through grades, you'll actually see that little padlock icon. I have a message out to Eagle support, and they'll be back on Monday. They were out for the holiday week. So they'll be back and we'll be able to do something with that. So that's the first thing. The next thing is I'll get a message out to each of you individually, just saying, like, this is where your grade is. These are the things that you have to do. You can still see all of that stuff when you go in through the grade book in my lab. So when you click through to Pearson, or it's my lab and mastering, like you have been this whole time, you click in through to that. It'll take you to our course. It's the second from the bottom, at least it is on my side, and you can see your grades there. It gives you an idea of the points you have earned out of the points it is possible. You can figure out what your grade is from there. So I will give you an individual message by the end of this weekend with what your overall-ish score is, because again, we're not quite done, so I can't say, your grade is A, C, because you have time enough to finish more stuff. You have time enough to get worse, potentially. Almost nobody does at this point, but still. So I don't like to say your grade is going to be. I can tell you what your grade approximately is, and I think that that's more accurate anyway. So you'll see some traction in grades by the end of this weekend. My expectation is by the end of the day tomorrow, those should be back up there. And late in the day tomorrow, I should have those messages out to everybody, letting you know, this is where you are, this is what you need to do, whatever the combination of those two things is. So I have, I mean, honestly, like, this was awful timing. We are not the only school that is going through this. Everybody is complaining up and down at Pearson because they screwed this up colossally, which means, well, we have to deal with the fallout from that. So again, you will see by the end of this weekend, you will see the assignments will be grouped where they were before the muck up happened. You will see the grades. You can actually currently still see that as a points earned out of points total in my lab IT. You can go do that right now if you wanted to. And I'm going to, my hope is by Monday afternoon, hear back from Eagle support to see why it is that those grades are locked out now. Again, it has something to do with the way that Pearson has sorted everything. So like those grades were available to you the 23rd through the 30th, and then they started doing this changeover and something went horribly wrong. So we're going to see what we can't do about getting you access to that in Eagle, which was the whole point the whole while. So hang in there, 102. I know, you know, this thing that we have done to you throughout your entire academic career is tell you that learning is nothing if we can't give you a grade, which again, I think is kind of bullshit. But I know that that's how you feel about, you know, how you're doing with the material. I don't know if I'm getting the material unless I see a points value. I get it. So if you need that immediate feedback, go to my lab. It's right there under grades, and you can see points earned out of points total. You can do the math on that really quickly. Here in Eagle, probably by the end of the day, Monday, everything is going to be sorted again into the proper categories with the proper weights so that everything isn't, presently everything just got resorted into a 0% of your total grade category called assignments, and they just have to be pushed back into the correct assignment category that corresponds to the correct assignment weight. So all of those things are happening. I have, what do you call that? A lukewarm guarantee from Pearson that they won't be doing this again in the next 2 weeks. And my hope is that means we'll be able to get this taken care of and we'll be able to complete the class before they muck it up for somebody else. So that is what to expect here for the grades 102. Stuff happens. I mean, this is the first time in 15 years that I've been teaching that something this colossally wrong has gone, but it happens. So at any rate, you'll get the grade feedback you need out of me before the end of this weekend. And my hope is by Monday late in the afternoon, you'll be able to see what your scores are in Eagle in their correct bins with the correct percentages there. So it happens. We'll deal with it. We'll move on. The good news, I think, is that most everybody is doing pretty well. So that means that, you know, you can listen to this whole thing and go, yeah, but we're okay. Because honestly, that's what I would tell you, is you're doing okay. So have back at it, 102. We'll get it all sorted out.